Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching, then welcome. We all love you here. Today I'm going to be talking about how media helped me. Okay, I'll be honest, specifically Star Wars. You'll see what I'm talking about though, because I just feel like this is needed. I just feel like this video is needed. I'm going to encourage you guys to interact with this by commenting down below. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Star Wars because that was the most major media influence on my healing as an individual, mental health wise. It was interesting because I related so powerfully to so many of the characters, especially to Anakin Skywalker. To anyone who's not super familiar with the franchise, Anakin was Luke Skywalker's father before he turned to the dark side and became Darth Vader. I know there are many cult survivors and people who struggle with religious trauma who relate to Star Wars. The scene that affected me most powerfully was when Anakin redeemed himself because of his love for his son Luke. I literally got chills down my spine, and I rewatched that scene over and over again on YouTube. I literally memorized the entire second half of the Return of the Jedi film with the stuff involving Luke and Anakin slash Vader and Sidious slash the Emperor Palpatine. I'm personally a prequels fan, which got really hard when people were really hating on the prequels. But now it seems that people are hating on the prequels, so that's stupid, but whatever. Just let people watch what they want to watch. If you don't like watching it, just don't engage in that toxic fandom stuff. Just move on. Just don't watch it. I mean, I'm not being superior to people, but it is kind of rough hearing your favorite characters be hated on, essentially. Especially when that character helps you cope with mental illness of any sort, especially trauma. Which is actually why I removed myself from the most toxic parts of the fandom, which mostly there were certain channels on YouTube and then Twitter. Twitter's always crazy. Anakin, the reason why I related to him though was because Anakin was being religiously abused by the Jedi Order, which made him suppress his emotions in favor of the Jedi Code, because he was taught that suppressing his emotions was what he needed to remain on the light side of the Force, and basically be a good person. It was ironically, it was part, if not all, of why he turned to the dark side, because the Jedi were essentially asking him to suppress everything within him that made him Anakin until he became Darth Vader. But then you also have this Palpatine figure who is obviously grooming him and being manipulative towards him and being very abusive. I was also asked to suppress my own sense of self in order to have, in favor of other people's ideas about what the ideal Catholic was, or in order to get God's approval, or to please God, or to make everybody happy with me. So I would often lie awake at night, or first thing in the morning, or when I was supposed to be doing my schoolwork. Yes, I know, it got in the way of my schoolwork. I would imagine being friends with him, and he would be like my imaginary best friend, and we'd talk for hours about everything. So I would often save him or help him from his dark fate or whatever now that I look back, I think I was trying to kind of save or help myself from just being self destructive, especially. Um, I knew the future I wanted for Anakin was the same future that I wanted for myself, too. I wanted him to leave the Jedi Order, leave Palpatine, leave the Sith, all of that stuff behind, and start his own thing for the people the Jedi Order failed. Their own little community for people who struggled with the Jedi teachings. I wanted to leave the Catholic Church and just start my own thing where we learn to be ourselves and we learn to be there for each other and we learn to have good relationships. My family, my future family, we would all be together. I don't know about my mom because she's kind of embedded in the religion I grew up in. I really hope that someday all my loved ones could be together in this little community. I'm really young, so I'm not quite there for my future family, but honestly, that's Star Wars is a big reason why I wanted to start this channel. And it's just this whole thing where I want to have a future and I want that future to burn brightly. And I really hope that those who need this community most find it because I am sick and tired of feeling alone. I know there are other Catholics who feel the same way I do. It can't all be evangelicals and Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses, which is what the small communities I have found have been centered around. I'm not saying that you're not welcome here if you're an ex-Mormon or an ex-JW or an ex-evangelical, because they have their own struggles, but it's not me, and there is not a lot for the ex-Catholic crowd or for people who are trying to remain within the Catholic Church and are struggling a lot. There's some resources, like a small Facebook group that I found called Hell is Other Catholics. Yes, that's HE double hockey stick. And there's a young woman named Mary Pizzulo who I have found Pezzzulo. And those people have been so helpful to me in discovering myself, just making me feel like I'm not crazy. And so, because it's coming from fellow Catholics, it's coming from people who have similar backgrounds to me. So, but there is desperately a need for people who have a similar background. So I started this channel because I know I'm not alone and I know there are other people and I want to find those other people. And so this is a religious trauma account for everyone, but it's especially for Catholics because of that. And I know I'm not alone. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about next week. I'm thinking that's another thing that I'm going to ask you to comment down below. Like, what do you guys want me to talk about? I want to talk about, at some point, I'm going to talk about end times anxiety. I'm going to talk about LGBT people and the dangers of what the church believes on LGBT people and why I changed my mind on that topic. Going into just all of this stuff. This is definitely a video I wanted to make, but I don't really know what I want to talk about next. So, comment down below. I could also just continue to talk about the elections, because that's something that's needed. Just because there's so much abuse rolling around right now with people saying, you can't be Catholic and vote Democrat, you can't be Christian and vote Democrat, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, yes, you can. And it's BS that people say that. So, anyways, I hope that you guys have a good week. And I'll be sure to post something sometime soon. I'm hoping next Friday. I'm trying to start a schedule where I'm posting on Fridays. It's not easy, but if not, then whenever I find the time to post. If it's sooner, that would be good, but I doubt it'll be sooner. So comment down below what you want me to talk about, and also stories of how any media has helped you in similar ways that, you know, kind of what I've been talking about today. So, see you guys. Peace.